What's going on YouTube? Today we are going to work on my project truck that I abandoned a couple years ago. Just got too busy to work on it, and now we're going to go ahead and jump back in it. So a couple years ago when I bought it off of a family friend and took it in for a coolant leak. They told me that it started blowing white smoke. Decided to pull the plugs, had its cylinder 7 dead miss, and when I pulled it out, I'll upload the picture right here and show you. But we are going to be using Calvan's tools for Triton insert installer to hopefully tap that hole, get that hole ready to go, and hope it works. So we made this joke. This is our most expensive cat house that we'll ever own. We put a cat house in the back to protect our outside cat, and it kind of just has been that way for the last couple years. Finally, we just decided, why not? Let's just work on it. Been here long enough. Mimi's been in it long enough. We figure, why not? Well, it'd help if I was smart enough to take this off. I don't quite remember. There it is. So luckily, I was kind enough to myself all them years ago to go ahead and cap everything off so that way nothing got in there. Unfortunately, I put everything back together. So everything is still in the way. It's just now less in trouble. That's the good thing about these old Ford Tritons. You can beat on them, you can beat on them, and they'll always forgive you. Until the day they don't. And today she don't. Hell, I don't even know if I put a plug back in there. Doesn't. Really don't think I put anything back in there. So the good thing about bull bars is you got somewhere to realize that you're going to get stuck. Pretty sure there's no plug in here, but I want to make 100% sure there is no plug. Is it an 8? It is an 8. We're going to hope when we pull these other plugs that not all the rest of the 7 end up like the 1. We're going to hope that they just all come out and are living a happy life in there. It's them. Ooh, she nasty. She's soft. Good thing I got cool boots. Here you. Well, that ain't gonna work. So we've got this one that we're working on. We've got the new edge coming in a later video. She's gonna get a engine refresh. And then we've got the old square body Chevy coming in later videos with Blanche the Lanch. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these plugs, and oh, they're pretty tight in there. Hope that all of them come out pretty easily. Well, that's one. And you can see she's not exactly brand new. Throw those up there for safety. All right, fingers crossed that the wrong plug is in there. That's the wrong plug entirely. Look. Yeah, that's a 3 valve 5.4 notoriously breakable spark plug. And this is what they're supposed to look like. Uh-uh. Well, that one wasn't even tight. So this little nifty tool here, you slide that down into your bore. Oh, well, if I didn't have Butterfingers, you would just naturally just put it in there. Just here. Right here, as soon as I move my hand, sits in there. The spark plug tube and valve cover help keep it centered. And we take this guy here, take this, jam it down in there, and it will cut all of the wall or old threads out of there in order to rethread them and put a time cert fitting. Good trick of the trade. Get you a little bit of axle grease or grease or hair grease or whatever kind of grease. Put it around your splines of here. That way, whatever metal shavings you don't have to clear out as much. There will still be some that are going to go in there, but not nearly as much. So someone did not plan ahead and bring a drill that could fit this. And so now we're going to have to do it by hand. So here it is. Hopefully it works. Because if not, I don't know. So in this case, all you have to do, it stays perfectly centered in there. Just apply pressure and let it go. There is little tabs that will prevent it from falling through. I don't even know what she's cutting. Now we'll try this ratchet and hope for the best. Without an impact, it has stopped, but it has gone down quite a good amount. Quite a good amount. Oh, there it goes. So you'll notice once you get done, it's basically just a drill. It would be helpful if you had a drill. Go ahead and spin it back a few times. Break off whatever edge is down there. And she comes right out. Sometimes. Except for in this case, apparently. Nope, in this case, apparently. Oh. And you'll see, we cut the spark plug hole, and majority of the shavings have stayed on here. There will be some in there. What we will do is a wide open throttle fuel prime of the system, and it'll blow out whatever is left in there. And that's how we'll clear it out. Next, we have the piece that's going to hold it in place. We've got the rethreader to rethread for the cert fittings. We take and we're going to slide it in here. They come with a little C-clamp, and you put it on here so that way when you get down to the point you need, it doesn't fall in the cylinder. Super easy, super simple. And this one we are definitely running by hand, no power tools. Because all it takes is one jerk of the wrist, or one jerk of the power tool rather, and you're in for a really good time. Same as before, only now she'll thread in. We'll start spinning her until she stops. Grab our trusty dusty power ratchet and just take her back in. You don't want to be jerking this around. It is a diamond bladed tap and it is aluminum head, but in that sense it will also rip straight through that head if you're just trying to go yanking it with power tools or just trying to overall rush the situation. It's cool to take your time, look at it, assess it, understand. It's going to take you a minute. So we are going to take this all the way out, and that's all we have to do. Have to get JB Weld to put around the time cert, but here, the rest of the metal that was cut, we now have the space we need to get the new plug and the new fitting in there, which it is raining. So unfortunately it did start raining. We have to run to the parts store and get the quick set for the JB Weld. We will be back. All right, so we just got back from the auto parts store. We went and picked up our JB Weld, went ahead and threw the fitting on the spark plug that we're going to be replacing. While I was finding the spark plugs, I actually found the spark plug that came out of the one that we were repairing. As you can see, it lipped up, causing it to tear every thread out of there, which is why, unfortunately, we had to repair it. So we've got our jump box hooked up. This isn't exactly the most ideal way to clean it out. If you have shop air, it's preferred you do it that way. But we're going to crank it over and force all the compression to push all the metal shavings out of the cylinder, so that way we don't have to worry about them sticking in anything, causing any more damage. We're just going to come around and, you know, make sure it works. This will be the first turnover in 2 years. Like I said, not exactly ideal, but you got to kind of work with what you got. And you'll see it tightens just like a spark plug would, which is good for us. Now, I'm just going to run a quick little time lapse of putting all the rest in, and, you know, find anything else interesting or another one happens, we'll get back to you. All right, that will do it for today. Got to wait for the epoxy to cure overnight. We will be back in the morning to check it, make sure she runs and actually fires on all 8 cylinders this time. So we found out that we have no fuel pressure. We tried to get it to start. We recorded a bunch of video for it, found out that our microphone wasn't on. So I'll upload the video of us repairing it with finding out that it had no fuel pressure. We will continue it next video, try to find out why we have no fuel pressure, hopefully bad fuel filter, maybe the sending unit came apart in the fuel tank. It's been sitting for 2 years, so hopefully it's just gummed up and we can get it cleaned up and ready to go. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you like and subscribe and continue with us on our journey. We got to say to the people, Mimi.